All right. Today's lesson, to learn how to find the equation of a line with a slope and any point. This actually takes a little bit of thought. This is not the easiest lesson ever. You got to zone in to be able to get this. You'll know you're being successful when you can use substitution of the given information to find the equation of the line. What are you talking about, Mr. Todd? Well, let me just switch the color of my shirt there, and let's just talk about what's going on here and what we're going to do. When the equation of a line is in the form y equals mx plus b, m is the slope. Fill that in, friends. Fill that in. Because if up till now you're like, oh, I wasn't getting that, it's right built into this lesson too. Oh. I shall fix it for you. Okay? So m is the slope. Maybe you're bored by that. Maybe you're like, yeah, I knew that. But anyways, it's on today's paper, so you can look at it. Next, b is the starting point or y-intercept. Both are correct. I'm going to write in here y-intercept, but if you like it better as starting point, then so do I. Now, if you are given the slope and y-intercept, you can graph the line and write its equation. It says graph the line with slope -2 and y-intercept -3. So if it's y-intercept -3, where do I put that on my graph? I'm just dealing with the y-intercept of -3. Where does that go on the graph?
At -3.
At -3 on the x or the y?
The y.
On the y. So down here,
-3 on
there, -3 on the y. Now, slope -2, uh-oh, it's not a fraction. What do we do to make it into a fraction? Put it over 1. So now I've got the rise and run. What's the rise? -2 and the run? 1. So from this point, I rise -2 down to over 1.
2.
By the way, if you can do what I just said there, the worksheets that are due today should go very fast, like bang, 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 because it's all just graphing lines again and again and again. Down 2 over 1? Down 2 over 1. How many of these do you need? Enough that, well, yeah, a few, I think, to make sure your ruler goes through it. There's the line. Totally reviewing previous lessons in this lesson. So if before you're like, I didn't really get that, but now you do, it brings it all back, and now you can zip through riddle sheets if you have to. Do you need a ruler?
Yeah.
Are you going to mess around with it? No, I need you to guarantee. It's not ruler playtime. Okay. Now it says find the equation. More practice of stuff we've seen, but hopefully now we're bringing it all together. Therefore, the slope is -2, and the y-intercept is -3. So if I put them into the equation, can anyone tell me the full equation of y equals mx plus b now that I know the slope and the y-intercept? Emma. She says y equals -2x plus -3. Now I'm going to write that down. She says, she's correcting herself, and she says, no, it's like this. Both are correct. We usually see the second one more often. Do you have any questions on that part of it? It's okay if at that moment in the lesson you're like, we already were doing that. That's not new. Where's the new stuff? Or maybe you're quite happy to go, oh, I'm starting to get that part of it now. And maybe you don't want me to go on. You're like, hey, I get that now. Stop. Stop. No.
What?
What do you mean what? Don't interfere with him. Don't distract him. Don't interrupt him. What do you mean what? There's no what. You were reaching across and making it so he couldn't pay attention here. So don't do that. Yeah, okay. Okay, here's another one. Find the equation of a line that passes through the point 0.8 with slope 1/4.
Oh, this is the new stuff.
Well, that's a little bit. It's just tiptoeing up to the new stuff. Slightly new. Where's the point 0.8?
On the y-axis.
Yes? There we go. So it's a 0 on the x, an 8 on the y, and has slope 1/4. So what's the rise?
One, half of one.
One. Rise 1.
Rise 4.
And then, no, what's the bottom called?
4.
Run 4. Good. Good, good, Peter. Rise 1, run 4. Rise 1, run 4. If you get that, you're in better shape than you think. I know there's some people like, oh, I don't get this. If you get that, you're doing better than you think if you can think that much through. So therefore, the m. What's the m? Shh. No. What's the m?
8.
1 over 4.
1 over 4. Thank you, David. And then just look at the graph. What's the b? Where does it meet the y-axis? 8. Okay, good. Now I can make the equation. M and b are, it's y equals mx plus b. So if we're writing the equation of this line, I don't know if I can really fit it on my line. I'm going to write it over here, okay?
My least favorite corner of the graph has to be the top left one.
What's the m?
It's 1 over 4.
Good. And what's the b? Good. It's okay. If you're getting that much, we're in good shape. That's great stuff. Graph the above equation. Oh, I already did graph it. I decided to graph it earlier. All right? That's all. I don't want to call it review. That's all stuff we've been working on.
This is the entire lesson?
No. That much is stuff we've been working on. Daniel. No. You're not done the assignment. Or many of the assignments. If you're not doing this, I'm not arguing with you about this every day. This is not the assignment. Here's the one that's due tomorrow. Finish this one. You can just sit and work on that one. That's the assignment that's due tomorrow. This is the lesson and the homework. The assignment is different. Okay. New stuff. Here's where the brain has to come on. Here's the part you got to pay attention to. This is what all the homework is. It says, find the equation of a line to this point with this slope. Notice, that's not the y-intercept. You can be mad if you want. You're like, why didn't you just give us the y-intercept? No, this is a different situation that give you a point. There is good news. They did give us the slope. So when we look at y equals mx plus b, we already know one of the pieces of information. We know the slope is 5. So we can put that right in there. Our job is to find the b. To do that, the procedure is simple, but not easy. It's simple. It's simple what we're going to do, but it's hard to understand what we're going to do. We're going to substitute in this point. Look here, this point here has an x and a y. Which one's the x?
2. Wait, no, 1. Negative 1.
No, -2.
Yeah, whoever said 2 was right on top of it.
That was me. That was me.
Yeah,
I said
negative 2. So then what's the y? Negative 1. So when I go over here, just look here where it says y equals 5x plus b. I'm going to write that line again. But where I see y, I'm not going to write y. I'm going to write,
-2.
no, this one, the y.
1.
Right, negative 1. I know the slope is 5. And what's the x?
Negative 1.
Negative 2.
I thought negative 2 was the y.
Just take a look here. I wrote x and y above it like that so you can see.
When you said the y, you said negative 2.
If I did, I misspoke. I don't think I did, but if I did, I misspoke. The x is the negative 2 and the y is the negative 1. Okay? All right. Well, it looks bad, but it's actually not. Pretty straightforward here. What's 5 times negative 2? And if you don't know that in your head, that's okay. You just got to punch in your calculator.
Negative 10.
Negative 10.
Negative 10, good.
I'll get it right, buddy.
Whoa, not the attitude we want here, right?
That's not very.
And then if I bring the negative 10 over to the other side, it becomes add 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, negative 1 plus 10. Is that hard? If it is hard, that's okay. Go to your calculator.
No.
Negative 1, not good. Now, I'm putting a giant smiley face here
Calm down.
because when we get there, we are happy. We are essentially done the question. We have the M now, we have the B. They gave us the M and we had to get the B. Maybe that should be the name of the lesson. Get the B.
Are we doing another example now?
Yeah, we'll do another one. Therefore, y equals
5x
plus 9. That's today's lesson, is doing those exact steps.
That's it.
That's it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it a couple more times, though, so it's very clear. I do it, hey, the numbering messed up there. Is the numbering messed up on yours? Mine goes from 3 right to 5.
No, it's messed up for us as well.
It's also messed up for you?
I guess it's a typo.
Yeah, words like that sometimes. I didn't notice it. All right. Any questions on that procedure?
Hey, Peter, that's coming at 15,000.
Now we're going to do it freehand. That one had all the steps built in. Shh.
Legendary
Shh.
muffle.
This time, we're going to do it without all the steps filled in there. I think it's actually easier to see without all those steps in there. I think so. Most of my students find this easier when I do it this way. Are you ready? Watch this. We want to find the equation. What does the equation of a line look like?
Y mixed with B.
Y equals mx plus b. Good. Now look here. Did they give me, take a look at these two pieces of information. Did they give me the m?
Yes.
They did give me the m.
Yeah.
They already told me what it was. What is the m?
Negative 3 over 2.
Good. So on this step, I'm not going to do anything but just fill that in because I'm very happy. I'm already half done this question. I'm going to fill in y equals negative 3 over 2x
The Y is the 5 and the X is the negative 4.
plus b. Oh, hang on. Yeah, good. Remember, the lesson is find the b. I'm going to highlight it because that's the lesson. Today is find the b. I'm going to highlight it. I want b. To be able to do that, I need an x and a y. Peter, do you see anywhere up here an x and a y I can use?
Negative 4 and 5.
Beautiful. So I'm just going to write the line again. But when I see y's and x's, I'm not going to write y's and x's. I'm going to write what they are. What's the, okay, here in my equation, y. What's the y?
Y is 5.
Okay. What's the x?
Negative 4.
Negative 4.
I've got problems. There's problems here. But I'm in good shape. I now just have to figure out the b. A little fraction work here, friends, on a, what day of the week is this? Tuesday, on a Tuesday. To multiply fractions, we've got to go top times top, bottom times bottom. You're like, Mr. Todd, really? You're going to torture us with fractions? No, not really. I'm going to make them reasonably nice.
Wait, can I explain this in like a format format?
Yeah, say it.
And, or wait, in this case, 5 equals y 2 times y1, x 2 times x1. It's top times top,
Top times top,
bottom times bottom.
bottom times bottom. Okay, that I like. The way you said it the other way maybe is a little confusing for some people, but the way you said it the second time is really good. Top times top, bottom times bottom. Negative 3 times negative 4?
Negative 3 times negative 4. Negative, wait, negative.
Good, good. Let's count it out. 3. Let's just do 3 times 4 first. Shh. 12. And then 2 times 1? 2. And then this is why I'm not being all that cruel with fractions. Look at what this comes out to be. 12 divided by 2? 6. I'm almost done. When I move the 6 over, what happens to it?
It's gonna turn positive.
It was positive.
Oh.
So it's going to switch to subtraction. And then your last line is therefore y equals, what's the m? Did we know the m? Do we know the m? We know the m. And what's the b? What's the b?
-1.
Right there, -1. There's what the final answer should look like. If we were to graph it, it would have the point -4, 5 right there. And rise over on -3/2. Rise over on -3/2. And it goes through that y-intercept of -1. So it works. We got the right answer. Are these easy? No, I think these are the hardest things in the chapter because there's a lot of steps to remember. But you can go back to mine every time and keep the sheet right beside you and use that to walk through the examples. Okay? But let's look at the homework, and maybe this time, for some of you who have trouble getting started on homework, let's do a couple of the first ones together. Let's do a little bit of the homework together to get you rolling, because I want you to have a chance. You saw I was keeping track now. I'm checking people's homework and seeing what they're doing because there's progress reports coming up. Did you know that? Do you know what the day of the progress report is?
No, I did not. February.
Distribution, October 16th. So you got 2 weeks to really get it together around here, okay? Do you need more time here?
No.
All right. Oh, there's one more to do. I thought that was it.
I already did it.
She already did it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to finish it too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Some people are trying it on their own. Take 3 minutes, look at the previous example, and try on your own. See how far you can get. Well, I'll take it up in a minute, but just take 3 minutes. I'll set a timer. Just 3 minutes and see how you can do. If you only make it halfway, great. If you make it all the way, wonderful. If you can't even start, okay. Yeah. Yep, that's right. Yep, down 3 and then over 2. That's right. Because I started with this point. I ended up there, but I started with this point and then ended up down there. I was just trying to show that it would end up there anyways. Another minute and a half, just see what you can do. Can't do anything? Well, that's okay. But if you can get partway through this, won't you be happy? Your what?
My laptop.
No, you don't need your laptop for this.
Yeah. When I'm finished for this, I go grab my laptop.
I like that. Finish this, then laptop. Good deal. Good deal. 45 seconds, and then we will try it together and see how we do, okay? Oh, we're going to do 2 homework questions together. We're going to do 2 of the homework questions together. 1.9 plus 2. All right. Somebody who feels confident. What did you write first? Daniel. He's so right, folks. The first move is to write y equals mx plus b. What did you do second? Did they give me some information that I can just use? Xavier.
Like when we were passing around I substituted -1 with
Good. He just said, okay, that part I know. And we're actually pretty happy at that moment because I'm half done. I got the m. But remember, the point of the lesson, find b. Challenging. Challenging to find b. Emma, what did you do? Did you have to label this, or you can just look at them and tell now? Okay. I think it's good to label them, x, y. So then the y is 2, and the x is 5. So I just fill those into those spots for x and y. Was there somebody there?
Yeah.
And they came in and they just left again?
Yeah.
I think they're waiting at the door.
Oh, okay. Maybe they're waiting for me to finish. Now, -1 times 5. What's -1 times 5?
5.
Yeah. And then when I move, subtract 5 over to the other side, it becomes add 5. Which means I've got the b.
Well, I subtracted.
Oh yeah. Watch out for that, right? If it's negative over there, then it becomes add over here. Now I can write the line. Therefore, y equals, what's the slope?
-1.
-1x plus 7. I like putting a box around the final answer. You don't have to do that, but it draws people's attention to it and go, here's my answer. All right. Just in case that there's some people out there like, I didn't like how that felt when he checked my homework and wrote down how I did. If you're really focused on doing homework, special bonus today, we're going to do 2 homework questions together to get you a running start on the homework. So you're not looking at it going, what do we do here? Right? There's 2 parts to the homework. There's first a part where you get to graph them. Which one looks the hardest? We'll do the hardest one together. A, B, C, D, E, F.
C.
C, he says, is the hardest. I think he might be right. We're going to do C over here. Where's the point? -1, -5.
Down 1
-1 over 1
down.
down 5. Oop, I don't know what's going on with my pen there. I'll fix that. So you just graph the point they give you. Then it says, I'm getting confused, so I better highlight the one I'm doing. I'm doing this one. Okay? Then it says the slope is 2. How do I use that, Daniel?
And then go to the back.
Not time done. Over 1 up 2. I'm having an awful time with my pen here. Over 1 up 2. Over 1 up 2. How many of these do I need? 3 or 4? And then I draw the line. Okay? So, what's the y-intercept of the line then? Can you just see it?
Yeah.
4.
Yes.
-4.
At some point, stop asking to do anything but the work and just do the work. No, I know, it's 1 second, it's right on the board. Then it's, oh, my laptop. Oh, the bathroom. You know, like, nobody else has asked me anything. Can you see what the y-intercept is? Yeah, you can see it on the graph there. So then I can do the equation.
With negative 3, oh.
What's the slope?
Oh, wow. Rise 2, run 1.
Right? So 2. And what's the y-intercept?
Negative 3.
-3. So this question, you just graph it and then just look at it to get the answers. Okay, is it good? Clear on what the first one asked you to do? All right, we're going to do the same thing for the second part. There's A, B, C, D, E, F. You get to choose the toughest one, and we'll do it together. Which of these is the toughest one? They're all about the same, I think. Which one would you like me to do? She says, do the double negative one.
E.
E? What does the equation of a line look like?
Oh, wait.
What does the equation of a line look like? What's the equation? Y equals mx plus b. Do they give me something in there? Do they give me the slope? They gave me the slope here. Mr. Todd, what happens if they don't give me the slope? That's tomorrow's lesson. Yes? It's a very important lesson because you can't do today's. You're not going to have much luck with tomorrow. Then what? Emma. Yeah, put the x and y in there. So I get -1 equals -2 times -1 plus b. And -2 times -1, you break out your calculator and you type in -2 times -1, 2. Some of you didn't need your calculator there. That's good. And then when I bring the 2 over, it becomes subtract. And I get -3 equals b. Now I ran out of space. I don't know if the boxes are big enough for you to fit all that in there. Hopefully it is. I had to go off the bottom of the box there, and I get answer -2x minus 3, because that's the slope and the y-intercept. I'm going to put it in a box. Alrighty? Those are the 5 and 5 questions that I'm going to check tomorrow.